of, sorry. Okay, this is the example of stomata. Okay, the real picture, gambar yang sebenar. Okay, real picture of stomata. Okay, so stomata are the pores. Plural kan girls? Okay, stomata is the plural. Okay, kalau stoma singular. Okay, stomata are the pores located on the lower epidermis of the leaf. Right, so we can find a lot of stomata at the lower epidermis. Right, so each stoma means only one. Okay, each stoma is guarded, okay, by a pair of guard cell. So you can see the structure is like P, macam kacang kan? Okay, so you can see, okay, pair of guard cell controlling the stoma. Okay, so control the opening and closing of the stoma. Okay, by changing their shapes. Okay, so guard cell ni girls, it can change their shape. Okay, so the guard cell contain chloroplasts to carry out photosynthesis. Okay, please remember, in the palisade mesophyll cell, there are a lot of chloroplasts, right? In guard cell also, there are a lot of chloroplasts for photosynthesis. Okay, next. Alright, the mechanism of stomatal opening and closing. So how is the mechanism? Mechanism means the process, okay, of opening and closing of stomata. So we know that guard cell controlling the opening and closing, right? Okay, so how it's happened? Macam mana dia boleh berlaku? Okay, so next, the mechanism of stomatal opening and closing depends on the condition of the guard cell. Oh, okay. So it will open and closing depends on the guard cell. Alright. So whether turgid or flaccid. Okay. So the guard cell ni girls, it will turgid or flaccid. So this condition will determine either the stoma will open or close. Alright. Okay. So the condition of the guard cell depends on the potassium ion uptake by the cell or the sucrose concentration in the sap of the guard cell. Okay, so the condition, okay, the condition of the guard cell ni girls, turgid or flaccid, depends on two conditions. Okay, first we call it as potassium ion uptake, and second sucrose concentration in the guard cell. Okay, so jangan risau, I will explain to you one by one. Okay, nanti bila you tengok gambar nanti you can understand. It's very easy actually. Okay, so these are two mechanisms, okay, that determine, okay, whether the guard cell will turgid or flaccid. Okay, so uptake of potassium ion. So ion ni girls is very important for plant. Okay, so potassium ion, so the symbol is K+. Okay, so the accumulation or elimination of potassium ions, okay, in the guard cell changes solute potential. Oh, macam berat kan? Apa ni? Okay, what is this? Okay, accumulation or elimination of potassium ion ni girls, okay, in the guard cell changes solute potential. Okay, solute potential means the solute concentration. Okay, dulu girls, dalam syllabus KBSM, we use the terms of concentration. But for you, okay, untuk batch you all ni sampai next batch lah, so we use the solute potential. Okay, okay, later I will explain with picture. Okay, lagi senang you nak ingat. Okay, you dengar dulu ya. Okay, so this increase or decreases, okay, in the water potential in the guard cell. Okay, so this increases or decreases the water potential in the guard cell. Okay, so kalau solid potential is higher, water potential must be lower. So dia ada dia punya relation. Okay, so water is diffused out or into the guard cell through osmosis. So it will affect the process of osmosis. Water will going out or will going out. Okay, so this condition determines whether the guard cell are turgid or flaccid. Okay, so the uptake of potassium will determine either the guard cell will turgid or flaccid. Okay, how about sucrose concentration in the guard cell? Okay, sucrose concentration in the guard cell also will determine the process of opening and closing of stomata. Okay, during daytime, okay, or in the presence of light, okay, what is the process that carried out by the plant? Must be photosynthesis, right? Okay, take place and produce a lot of sugar. Okay, so means that the sucrose lah. Okay, during night, okay, or in the absence of light, sugar in the gut cell convert into starch. Okay, so this is the storage food for plant. Okay, so this is the mechanism of opening and closing of stoma. Okay, starting from this point, girls, this is all about the process of opening stoma. Okay, so I cerita ni one by one ya. Okay, you nampak tak I keluarkan pen merah ni, I nak conteng. Nampak tak? Nanti I conteng you tak nampak. Nampak? I keluarkan pen merah. Nampak ni? I conteng. Nampak? You can see the ink yang red colour ni?
Nampak cikgu?
Okay, thank you. Okay, sekarang I masuk uptake of potassium ion by gut cell. So, you already know there are two mechanism, okay, that determine whether the gut cell will turgid or flaccid. Sekarang dia cerita proses in detail. Okay, so what happened to the gut cell and stoma? Okay, uptake of potassium ion by gut cell. Okay, so the potassium ions enter the gut cell. Okay, so the keyword is enter. Okay, look at the picture. Okay, so this is the gut cell. Okay, this is the stoma. Stoma is the pores. Pores tu adalah liang, lubang. Okay, so gut cell controlling the stoma. Okay, beside the gut cell, there are a lot of epidermal cell. So what happened here, girls? The potassium ion, you nampak ni, ada dot ni, okay, will enter the gut cell. Okay, so they enter gut cell. So what happened? Solute potential. Okay, so potassium is solute, because they're ion. Okay, solute potential in the gut cell increases. So there are a lot of solute inside the gut cell now. The water potential in the gut cell must be decreases. So water inside the gut cell decreases because there are a lot of potassium ion. Okay, okay, then what happened? Water molecule from the epidermal cell diffuse into the gut cell by osmosis. So girls, the gut cell will become hypertonic compared to the epidermal cell. Alright, so you dah belajar hyper and hypo, right? So because there are too much of solute, so it becomes hypertonic compared to the epidermal cell. So what will happen to the water molecule? So water molecule will diffuse into the gut cell by osmosis. Right? Okay, so what will happen to the gut cell? So now the gut cell will become turgid because too much of water inside. Okay, so it will curve outwards. So dia akan curve outwards macam tu, dia jadi gemuk, turgid. Okay, because water diffuse in. Okay, why water diffuse in? Because too much of potassium ion uptake. Okay, so what happened to the stoma? Stoma will opens. Okay, you understand about the potassium ion uptake? Okay ke? Boleh ke I cakap satu nafas? Penat? Boleh ke? You understand? Girls, respond please. Do you understand?
Yes, teacher.
Understand, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next. Look at the sucrose concentration. Okay, sucrose concentration. Okay, in the presence of light, okay, during the day, okay, photosynthesis occur. Ini semua orang tahu because photosynthesis need light. Okay, so what will happen to the sucrose concentration during photosynthesis? Okay, the concentration of sucrose must be high. Right, sucrose is the disaccharide. Okay, dia comes from the glucose. Glucose bila dia combine together, so dia ada banyak, it becomes sucrose lah. Okay, so the sucrose concentration will become high. Okay, because there is photosynthesis during the day. Okay, so what happened? Okay, water potential in the gut cell decreases. Okay, so water potential decreases because too much of sugar. Banyak sangat sucrose. Okay, so same effect. What happened to the water molecule? Okay, water molecule from the epidermal cell diffuse into the gut cell by osmosis because hypertonic, right? Hypertonic because too much of sugar. So dalam ni kita boleh tulis sugar, sucrose. Sucrose. So what happened to the water? Water will diffuse into the gut cell. So same thing will happen. The gut cell will become turgid and curve outwards. So the stoma will open. So these two mechanisms, okay, determine the process of opening of stoma. Okay, so what happened during closing of stoma? So closing of stoma, so it's happen opposite way. Okay, dalam keadaan berlawanan, you terbalikkan saja cerita dia. Okay, so kita tengok kalau dia closing, you dah dapat idea bila opening. So closing the opposite way only. Okay, so uptake of potassium ion. Okay, so what happened? The opposite lah. Okay, potassium ion will move out. So guys, I lagi suka guna perkataan diffuse. But in your textbook, the term is move. Better you use the word diffuse lah. Yeah. Okay, but I follow the textbook lah. Okay, better you use diffuse. I suggest you guna diffuse. So potassium ion diffuse out. Okay, from the gut cell. Okay. So this is what happened during closing. Okay, so when the potassium ion diffuse out, okay, solute potential in the gut cell must be decreases. Okay, so no solute inside, so dia akan jadi decreases. Dia punya potential, solute potential. Okay, so what happened to the water potential? So water potential must be increases, right? Okay, so the water molecule will diffuse out, okay, from the gut cell. So too much of water here, so what happened? Water potential is higher, so water will diffuse out. So yang luar ni akan jadi hypertonic ya. Epithelium cell akan jadi hypertonic. This one akan jadi hypotonic, too much of water. So water will diffuse out by osmosis. Okay, so then lastly what happened to the gut cell? Gut cell will flaccid, okay, because water going out, okay, move out, diffuse out. Guna term diffuse. Okay, so the stomata will close. Right? Okay, sucrose concentration in the gut cell. Usually, stoma will close during night. Okay, at night ataupun less of light. Okay, so in the absence of light, photosynthesis does not occur, right? So what happened to the sucrose solution? Must be low, right? Okay, so water potential must be increases. Okay, because sucrose low, so water is more. Okay, so water molecule diffuse out from the gut cell to epidermal cell by osmosis. So then glucose cell will flaccid and the stomata is closed. Okay, ni cerita ni girl, story ni dia boleh tanya you dalam essay question. Okay, how is the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata? So inilah story dia. Dia boleh bagi about 10 marks. Okay, do you have any question? Ini theoretical lah Okay, ini yang saintis kaji lah. Okay, how is the process of opening and closing of stomata? Okay, do you have any question about this? Ada admits ke after this? Ada Google Meet tak? 5BR, ada Google Meet ke after this? I tak nak kacau Google Meet you all admits.
Not sure teacher.
Not sure. Tolong check dalam group sebab nanti takut kacau. Kalau tak ada Google Meet, I boleh sambung sikit about 5 minutes lagi. Cuba check dalam group ada tak Google Meet cikgu hantar. I sambung
Cikgu terus.
Saya teruskan ya. Kalau ada, I stop bagi tahu. Okay, the effect of water deficiency in plants on stomatal opening and closing. Okay girls, so water deficiency will affect the stomatal opening and closing. Okay, water deficiency ni maksudnya kekurangan air. Okay, because sometimes kan plant ni dia fresh, sometimes dia wilt, kan? Okay, so water from plant is lost in the form of water vapor to the surrounding through the stomata. So this one you know. What is the process that water lost from the plant? What is the process?
Transpiration.
Very good, A+. Transpiration. So it occur, yes, good, A+. So it occur, sorry, I rushing. So it's occur through the stomata, Okay, so when stoma opens widely, logic, when stoma opens widely, so water loss will become high, so transpiration rate will become higher. Okay, the opening and closing of stoma is depends on the turgor pressure of the gut cell. Okay, what is turgor pressure? Turgor pressure is the condition of the plant. If turgid, if the gut cell turgid mean that the turgor pressure is higher. Kalau the gut cell is flaccid, so turgor pressure is lower. Yeah, okay. So kita tengok condition. This is the last slide yang terakhir. Okay, fresh plant. Okay, ni dalam keadaan plant tu normal, dia ada fresh, dia enough water. So what happened to the gut cell and the stoma, right? Okay, first thing I want to explain to you, you need to know that the gut cell, you tahu yang macam kacang ni dia ada pairing gut cell have we call as cell wall, dia ada cell wall. So kalau outer part ni we call it as outer cell wall. Inner part ni we call it as inner cell wall. When you look at the structure, they have different thickness. Thickness dia berbeza, ketebalan dia. So outer cell wall is thin, sangat nipis. Okay, so inner cell wall is thick, very thick, dia tebal. So this different of thickness, girls, okay, it will make the gut cell can change their shape. So bila struktur dia punya thickness of the cell wall different, so the gut cell can change its shape. Sebab tu dia macam flexible sikit compared to other cell. Ya. Soalan ni pernah cikgu discuss dengan student SPM this year. Ramai student tak tahu ni. Maybe dia orang tak perasan because we don't discuss in detail about this. But in your textbook yang ini, you kena tahu because dia dah label dekat you. So the difference of the thickness of the cell wall make the structure, make the gut cell can change their shape. You kena tahu itu. Okay, so kita tengok cerita dia. What happened during in the fresh plant? Okay, when the plant obtain enough water, so dia fresh lah ya. So the gut cell will become turgid, right? Okay, so what happened? The inner cell wall of the cell is, this one memang dia punya condition is what? The inner cell wall. I dah cakap tadi is what? Blank ni. Inner cell wall is, cepatlah, is what? Is
Thick.
yes, thank you. Is thick, ya. Is thick. You nampak ni ya, is thick and less elastic. Sangat dia sebab dia tebal, so dia less elastic. Okay, as compared to the outer cell wall. So outer cell wall is thin and more elastic. Okay, so what is the effect? Okay, so the thin and more elastic outer cell will cause the gut cell to curve outwards. Okay, and the stoma to open because they curve outwards. Alright, so this is during fresh plant. So dia boleh buka dia punya stoma to get gases exchange. Okay, so they allow the process of photosynthesis. Okay, but what happened to the wilted plant? So wilted plant, girls, when the plant lack of water, right? So the gut cell will become lack of water. So what happens to the gut cell? Flaccid. Good. Yes, good. Dia akan jadi flaccid. Okay, means that the turgidity pressure is low. Yeah. Okay. So the thin and more elastic outer cell wall. Okay, the thin and more elastic outer cell wall ni. Okay, causes the gut cell to, okay, what happened to the gut cell? To close. Good. Okay, so lose their turgidity and then the stoma will close. Okay, so gut cell dia akan lose dia punya turgidity because it's very flaccid, sangat lembut, very soft. Okay, so the stoma will close. That's why this Hai. Sorry, terputus. Okay, do you have any question? Okay, boleh faham ke? Boleh faham ya? Okay, so I send.
Can teacher.
Okay, good. Okay, sekarang I send attendance ya. Okay, sekejap. 5BR. Right, banyak sangat form girls. Okay, copy link dulu. Okay, I send. Okay, I send dekat chat. Okay, so boleh fill up. Okay, fill up the form. 22. Ada yang dah terkeluar ke ni? Masa tadi I dah termiss tadi sekejap. Ada yang dah keluar. So baru ada 21 student je hari ni. Masuk ada 4 student absent ni. Okay. So please fill up. Okay. Nanti ada tutorial kan? Bio tutorial. Nanti I send the paper handout. So nanti you fill up the blanks tu. Okay, fill in the blanks. Okay, isi tempat kosong. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Ada kelas tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Tomorrow kita sambung ya.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Welcome.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, welcome girls. Welcome.